You remember the powerful story of Coach Joe Kennedy, the high school football coach who was fired for praying on the field after football games. Well, the highest court in the nation is set to deliver an opinion on this very case by the end of the month or even as soon as tomorrow. Meanwhile, Coach Kennedy is the latest victim of media attack. Sports Illustrated released this piece, "When Faith and Football Team Up Against American Democracy." Well, Coach Joe Kennedy and his counsel, Jeremy Dice, join us now. Coach Kennedy, Jeremy, thank you for being here. Coach, I'm going to start with you. Your case has inspired so many people. People say this is for religious freedom, what we expect the Supreme Court to rule on. But this piece from Sports Illustrated says this is an attack on democracy. What's your response to that?
Yeah, I don't understand what all that's about. I spent 20 years trying to defend the Constitution, and democracy is very much part of my blood. So, I'm just fighting for the rights of every American.
And Jeremy, when we look at this case, many people are watching this to say this is a fight for religious freedom, freedom of speech, the First Amendment. What are you expecting from the court on this?
Well, we're expecting them to uphold the basic principle that no one should have to choose between their faith and the job that they love. Look, I think for Sports Illustrated's audience, I think it would be something completely unsurprising for them to see someone on the football field by themselves engage in an act of prayer after a football game for 15, maybe 30 seconds. That's completely unsurprising to the audience here, and yet there seems to be a bit of a battle between the author of this piece and the editors, trying to kind of divide that very audience. It doesn't make any sense to us.
Yeah, it's very interesting because Sports Illustrated, they actually quoted the school's lead attorney who described your case and the religious freedom movement as Christian fragility and Christian nationalism. They're trying to liken you, Coach, to white nationalists. I mean, is this a type of defamation? I mean, how do you respond to that?
Yeah, I mean, if they want to start poking fingers at me or whatever, hey, I am a white guy. I think that's pretty obvious. But, man, I just want to coach football. It has nothing to do with anything else.
So if the Supreme Court does rule in your favor, maybe as soon as tomorrow or in the next week or so, what do you want? Do you want to go back and coach at this school? What are you hoping comes from this?
Yeah, the only thing I've ever asked for is just be able to be a coach again. I didn't like how I had to leave by being fired, and also being able to have the rights of every American and just thank God for everything that He's done and what the people have just done on the football field.
Jeremy, let me ask you this, because as many people are watching this case and they are keeping a close eye on it, what other cases are you seeing like this where people are trying to blow out of proportion something like this? And even then you have Sports Illustrated trying to make almost defame Coach Kennedy here.
Yeah, it's really tragic that they have to do that. Coach Kennedy's story and his case is interesting enough in and of itself. They don't have to apply the modern culture wars to a fact pattern that occurred 7 years ago. And it involves a very small thing, which is just the right of the coach to be able to go to the football field in the middle of the field after the game by himself to engage in an act of 15 to 30 seconds worth of silent prayer. That should be completely unsurprising, not just to every American, but also the entire audience of the Sports Illustrated here. And something I think the justices are going to unpack very carefully by the end of the month. Look, and what is going to stand for here is whether or not coaches and teachers are going to be fired just because they can be seen engage in an act of worship privately, whether that's on campus or not. I mean, even that argument before the Supreme Court of the United States, the justices heard the school district's attorneys argue that even if coach had done something like this off campus, they could still be found in violation of the Establishment Clause and be justified in firing a coach for that kind of thing. That's certainly not what the First Amendment means. If it does, then the First Amendment really means nothing anymore for anybody. So I would encourage folks to go to CoachKennedyFacts.com and learn all the information that we put up there. You can read the investigation that the school district themselves put forward saying that there's no evidence of any student ever being coerced in this matter at CoachKennedyFacts.com.
All right, Coach Joe Kennedy, Jeremy Dice, appreciate your time this evening. We are watching this case. We are rooting for you. Thank you for sharing your story with us, and thank you for fighting for religious freedom for not only yourselves, but for this nation.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.